So here's the trailer before painted, and just right here I'm going to show you a real quick view of it after. Let's see how we got here. Okay guys, we got this hideous looking trailer here, and what we're going to do is we're going to paint this thing. So let's take a look at it. It's got all this stuff on it. It's dirty. It really needs a power wash, but main thing I got to do is first get this. It's a wrap. Let's look at it a little closer. So it's all checked on here. It's really not good. It's going to be really difficult to get this stuff off of here. It's no longer a pet grooming business, and it's actually some sort of a toy hauler. So yeah, we'll take off some of this stuff. Let's see, this stuff here kind of, let's see. Oh, it's real brittle. Oh, it's one of those things, right? You start to get it to go and then it just cracks and falls off. Yeah, it's really bad. It's really hard to get off of here. It takes a lot of patience. So anyway, we'll get this cleaned up. Oh, see, that section came off okay. And if I use a razor blade, it probably will leave a little more residue for me to clean off. But I got remedies for all that. So we're going to use, I don't know, sample a few things. Let's try this. This is going to be kind of a difficult area because I've got to get all that off of there, and then we're going to have to repaint that black again so it looks good. I've got material for that. It's going to have a huge transformation from this to being repainted and looking like new. So stick around. Now let's just try a little bit of this and see what happens. So if you use a razor blade, like so, have these holders at Harbor Freight. And if you'll find out if you push straight on it like this one seems to work okay. Most of the time when you push straight on, you'll find that, yeah, it's just, you have to push at an angle like that. So if you push at an angle, it doesn't resist you as much. See, at a 45-degree angle. This shouldn't take very long, really. But then there's stuff like this. It's thicker vinyl. I mean, this is a mess. And I think if I use this method first, rather than try and sand it, I may try a section with that, but this actually seems like it goes pretty quickly. And then with some areas, I was trying a little samples here, like this, it's thicker. So you can't, and then when you hit this, you have to kind of not go straight at it. You have to go at an angle. And see, that's no good. That takes a lot longer. This part comes off easy. But this part doesn't. And then so then when you get to the dog or whatever that is that a dog? It's got different. This is not a regular wrap. This is a cheap vinyl thing they put on here. So anyway, we'll try some stuff. I'll bring you back in. But I'm thinking that's pretty smooth right there. And if I hit this with a sander maybe, I think that'll come out pretty good. I'm just trying to figure it out right now. Once I figure it out, I'll show you guys a little more. You just sample different things, really. Whenever you have something like this, You just sample different things. But this razor blade like this, these things are super handy at Harbor Freight. They're only $1. Well, who knows? They used to be $1. Had to put on a fresh blade, so I'll start back over here. Some places work better with a fresh blade, some work better with an old one. This hard stuff is a little easier with a fresh blade. It ain't easy. None of this is easy. And you guys thinking wrapping is a great idea. Maybe you'll learn something from this video. If they just painted this and put painted logos on here, I could have sanded that stuff on in a couple seconds. Really, you couldn't pay enough money to have one of these things removed like this. So I figured I'd just do it on YouTube because maybe it'll help out. Maybe somebody will watch it and learn something. I know that I knew it was going to be tough, but you know. Oh, I think that blade's done. Yep, it's no good. Got to replace it again every 5 minutes. All right, so I got this whole side stripped, I guess, and this is not including removing the glue and sanding this. So it still has to get sanded, primer, sanded, painted. This is like a whole, I think maybe 10 hours just to do this one side. So I'm still gonna need to, when I'm all done painted, I'm gonna have to go on with a brush and paint these, at least to make them look black again, because they're just all chiseled up and messed up. But it certainly does look better without that wrap on there. I did the top of this too, so I guess in a 10-hour period I've done that and whatever, a little bit down here, but I still got hours. This is all heat gun, or not heat gun, but the steamer and peeling. Steamer seems to be the fastest way when it's on there thick, when it's double, triple thickness, like up here. I'm not sure on this really. These might come off fairly easy. Yeah, these come off pretty easy, except for the little edge. It does not come off easy at all. It's actually a little easier on this one than on the others. So, it's easier when I have gloves on too. It just beats up my fingers, are just tore up. Imagine 10 hours of this. I'm gonna take a couple days, rest up a little bit, maybe work on something else, because my hands are pretty wasted. You see, it comes off pretty easy in some areas, but it's where the areas where it doesn't come off easy, like just on the very edge, the time it takes just to do that, it's a lot more time. So some of the stuff comes off real easy, some of it comes off real hard. No matter how you work it, it's still all hard. It's a lot of work. Anyway, we'll keep going. Fiberglass reinforced filler. I sanded that. Now I'm just going to put some regular filler over it. Just because it's kind of thick. Not that bad, but you know. Let's take a look, guys. Wow. I mean, yeah, there's some flaws in it. But I mean, there's a couple of these little drippy guys, because what happened is my spray rig got some, the guys left the line off of it, and I don't like to leave the line off of the rig. And I don't know what happened. Some paint dried out in it or something. And when that happens, when your line's off your rig like that, it actually, you know, there's some junk that got in there and it got stuck in the trigger. So you got to pull paint through it. It's the only way you get it out of there. If you push paint through it, the paint's thick enough, it'll push the junk through. And I was kind of like, didn't know that was happening right away. So I put some paint through it, and usually when you're painting a building or something, it's no big thing because you're painting enough area that eventually you push it all through. So, and then you keep on pulling your filter out and cleaning it. So when I was pulling the trigger, it was running chunks of crap through the line. So not straining the paint wouldn't help. It was not in the paint, it was actually in the line. So once I finally pushed a full gallon through, in the meantime I ended up wasting a whole gallon. So the gallon of paint I put on here first time had heavy spots in it and stuff because it kept on, the trigger kept sticking. So it'd pull it and it would just, you'll have the trigger and it won't stop spraying because the little piece of junk is stuck between the needle and seat. because there's just junk in the line. That happens every once in a while. So that happened on this, and it made some problems. Okay, and got some flaws in it. So, oh well. It's the way it is. Oh, sand it down and paint it again. Nope. That's how she is. Right here. Looks fine. Look how much better it looks. This trailer looks amazing. So, when I do my other, when I do my next one, I'm just gonna, I'll make sure I don't have I won't be using, I'll make sure to clean out the line, but it's just done now. So, anyway, what a pain in the ass. Just junk coming in there, getting stuck, and then even after, there's still stuff in that stupid line. I said, don't take the line off. Leave it on leave it on the rig all the time. That's what I like to do. If you take the line off, you end up with junk in it. So anyway, God, this looks like somebody could just put their name on this now. Yeah, I would paint it on. I would never get a vinyl wrap. I wouldn't even get vinyl letters put on my trailer, because trying to take them off, no, paint it on there and just have it repainted every couple of years. It's better than trying to peel it all off and put new stuff on. I mean, they have 10-year vinyl, but it doesn't last 10 years. Believe me, I do vinyl. I know stuff is crap. Yeah. She's a beauty now. I gotta just put the license plate back on, put the taillights back in. It's done. And I mean, this is a good, solid, sturdy paint, and this is DTM, so it sticks right to bare metal. So let's talk about that for a second. Okay, we used on this thing ProTech Alkyd Emulsion. It used to not be DTM, but I think it is now. Regardless, it sticks super good, so no big deal. ProTech from Vista. They also have one called Polytech. It's a little bit better. It's white. This will probably last for years and years and years. Never have any issues. Use the satin so that all the little runs and crap don't show up. There's a little run right here. We'll go look at one. I saw one right there. Fatty. Nice fatty. It's fine. I'll leave it there. You want to sand it down and touch it up with a brush, go for it. I'm not doing it. So anyway, doesn't look bad. Looks great. ProTech is this. If you need an airless sprayer, I did not use this airless because I think that it would have trouble pumping this paint, and I wasn't going to try it and then have it for some reason not do it. Usually you might have to thin it just a little bit. Now this stuff you can't thin, really. You can't put much water in there. You could maybe put that much water in a gallon. That's it. You put any more than that, you've ruined the product. It won't even work. So if you're going to buy a spray rig, if you don't have one, put a link in the description for this thing. This is a Vevor spray rig. These things work amazing. They're cheap. $150 roughly. Comes with a line and a gun. You're going to need a smaller tip than what they have on here. You're going to need at least a 313. I used a 313 on this. I might even try a 211. So 211 might work a little bit better for some of you guys who've never sprayed before. 211 to spray this, or 311 even would work fine. This thing had a piece of crap right here, so I just threw some caulking in it. There's nothing I can do with it. If the guy wants to do anything with it, he can put diamond plate along the bottom of that and make it look better. Other than that, this thing's ready to get lettered up, open for business. It's beautiful inside. Somebody's going to get a really nice trailer. All right, so I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Please like, share, and subscribe, and see your comments on this.